An extraordinary innings from Glenn Phillips saw Gloucestershire defeat Glamorgan by 34 runs in their latest T20 blast match in Bristol, a win which saw the home team to the top of the table. Put in, Gloucestershire was soon on the move, with Miles Hammond doing just what everyone has come to expect from him, a flick for six, a trademark now. He and Chris Dent have become one of the more feared opening pairs in this format. They may not be the first names to come to mind when discussing big hitters in a power play, but with shots like these, opposition bowlers must be well aware of the danger. Dent added a third maximum, a flat but very powerfully hit one, which helped him and Hammond pile on 60 runs in the 6 overs of restrictions. Dent fell in the 7th over for 29 as he this time pulled a short ball from Callum Taylor to Marnus Labuschagne in the deep. With Ian Cobain missing through injury, Benny Howell was promoted to number 3 and he belted Taylor down the ground as there was no let-up in the scoring. That remained the case after Hammond on 35 edged Labuschagne to short third man, but the Gloucesters had still posted a score of 95 for 2 from their first 10 overs. Howell was now joined by Phillips and these two soon began to form an ideal partnership for this stage of the innings. They took few risks but were still able to find the boundary in each over to always have them ticking the scoreboard over. Phillips waited until the end of the 13th over to go big for the first time. That maximum seeing his side up to 122 for 2 and perhaps eyeing up 200. However, a couple of tighter overs put them back until Phillips decided that with 5 left to score from, he was going to score plenty. 3 successive deliveries from Prem Sisodia went to the boundary as the home team reached their 150 with 4 more overs in the bank. And from those they whacked 64 more runs to pretty much take the game out of the reach of their neighbours. Phillips raced to a half-century off 26 balls, this maximum his second. And he added 2 more in the next over, the 18th, as Dan Douthwaite was treated with disdain. It was a brutal assault by the Kiwi, a man with 5 previous T20 hundreds to his name, a somewhat ridiculous stat for a 24-year-old. Phillips ended on 94 after he cleared the rope twice more in the last over. It was a memorable innings for those lucky enough to witness it, one of the very best for the county. His runs had come from just 41 balls, he'd hit 9 fours and 6 sixes, and his 94 was made in a third wicket stand of 130, made in just 64 balls. Simply incredible. With Howell scoring 53, Glamorgan were left with the daunting task of making 217 to win, and the Glossers were soon heading to the top of the South Group when Nick Selman clipped David Payne to who else but Phillips. Glamorgan knew that they had to go after everything, and David Lloyd would have given them some hope with some scintillating shots. Small in stature but obviously big in biceps, he showed what an excellent batting service this was by almost matching the efforts of Phillips. In the space of a dozen deliveries, he launched the ball far into the distance 4 times to soon have 38 runs to his name off just 15 deliveries. Thank goodness for Gloucestershire that Colin Ingram was unable to do the same, he falling for 14 after clubbing Josh Shaw to Ryan Higgins, the Welshman replying with a total of 65 for 2 from their power play. And the big wicket of Lloyd soon followed, Daniel Worrell with the excellent catch to see the back of the batsman for a 22-ball 44. James Whale was brought up the order to have a smash, and having posted 2 sixes, he chipped Howell to Hammond, Glamorgan getting to 101 for 4 at the halfway stage of their chase. It had been a sterling effort, and Gloucestershire would have known that the game was by no means over until they could get shot of Labuschagne, who, as ever, looked in prime form. So this was a key moment, a perfect Yorker at a perfect time from Payne, Labuschagne on his way for 33. And the game was Gloucestershire's soon after when Chris Cook chipped back to Tom Smith, out for 5, and his side now in desperate straits. Calm heads were all that was needed now, and Higgins has one of those for sure. He trapped Kieran Carlson in front as his first over of the night cost just a single. Job done. Douthwaite had a few swings and connected well on occasion, striking 4 sixes, but it was all in vain as Gloucestershire won for the 4th time to move themselves to the top of the group. It was another superb performance from a team which is now really finding its form. Higgins finished it off by having Douthwaite held in the deep for an entertaining 35, the home team and their supporters able to celebrate another fine night. The margin of victory was 34 runs, comfortable in the end, as Glamorgan made 182 for 8. It was a thoroughly entertaining and successful evening in Bristol. A big test at Sussex follows immediately.